What's up, everybody? Sled Dog here, back with the final video of the Grind Time series. I will more than likely come back to these after future expansions and when the game leaves beta. But I feel that with this final video, you have a good number of options to choose from for your soul gem grinding needs. As always, these decks are for newer players who don't have access to a whole lot of cards. Remember, before you start trying to build competitive decks, you should finish the story and play around with the solo arena. After that, I would suggest checking out Legend decks to figure out what kind of deck you would like to play. Now, if you're just here to look at the deck list, it is in the link in the description. With that being said, the last deck we played was a green-purple scout deck that used a similar strategy to this one. This deck is a mono-neutral deck that uses decent value cards to outtrade the opponent, as well as a plethora of prophecy cards that can come to win you the game in a pinch. Now, I'm not going to say this deck is super good by any means, but it does seem to be consistent so far. But if you seem to have poor results, I would splash in some cards from another color, perhaps blue for lightning bolts or yellow for piercing javelin. The choice is ultimately yours. They're your decks to play with, and this game is all about having fun. Just like last time, most of these cards are commons with only a few rares. That being said, we'll talk about the cards and why I chose them. Starting off with our 1-drop, it's an Enraged Mudcrab. I chose this because there's not too many 1-drops in neutral. I believe there's only the one, which is Enraged Mudcrab. Having a 1-drop against the AI is very beneficial for getting early game damage on the board. 2-drop looking Crocodile. This is a prophecy card. This usually is only ran in Prophecy Battle Mage, so if you're going to go the route of that, this is a good card to have 3 of. Ravenous Crocodile, 2 cost for 3/4. It deals 2 damage to a friendly creature. This is a good card if you have ward creatures that get certain procs off losing their ward, or creatures that gain strength when they're injured. Reach Shaman, this is a 2-drop 2/2. At the start of your turn, give another friendly creature +1/+1. This, I believe, is a pretty underrated card, but in the current meta as it stands today, he's pretty weak just because he can be taken out so easily. Especially with Execute being so prevalent and Firebolt always looming overhead. That being said, it's a really good card if it's allowed to stay on the table for more than a few turns. Barded Guar. He is a 3-drop for 3/3, gives a creature ward upon summon. You can give this to any creature, not only him. This can not save the game for you. I mean, it could in certain situations, but overall, it's a decent card. You get it in the story. Crushing Blow, as always, making its return, dealing 3 damage, gives us extra reach, as well as removal. Dwarven Sphere. This is a 3-drop for 2/3, sort of like a neutral version of Shrieking Harpy without the prophecy. It can get good value if you get a shackle on a creature that may have drain or is about to win the game for the enemy. Elixir of Conflict. This gives a creature +1/+1 with 3 uses. Just a decent support card to throw in here for our purposes. Frenzied Watchman gives a creature +2/+1. Does very well in decks that also have ward that getting certain procs off of them, such as the 1-drop Endurance card that when its ward is broken, it doubles its strength. Ageless Automaton, he gains +3 and Breakthrough when he attacks a guard. He's a 2/5 for 4. Decent card against the AI. The AI usually has a few guards up their sleeve. Drought Shell Armor, this is a 2-item for 4. It gives 3/3 to a creature. I wouldn't say this card is great, but it is decent. Ferocious Drager, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. It just has decent value for 4. He's right under the mana curve, being he has 8 in stats, and he should have roughly 9. But that is not that big of a deal. Slaughterfish Spawning, kind of in a bad spot as of late. It used to be 3 cost, now it is 4. If it's allowed to stay on the board, it will more than likely cause you to win the game. Sparking Spider. 4-drop for 2/3 with Prophecy and Guard. If you don't get this off Prophecy, it feels really crappy to play it. That being said, it's a decent Prophecy card. Portcullis, 0/9 for Prophecy and Guard. Another one of those cards that Getting it off Prophecy feels very nice, and if you are running an Endurance deck that has the Madhouse Collection Imaginary Strength, or Imaginary Might, I should say, you will have a very beefy card. Dwarven Ballista, 6-drop for 5/5 and Breakthrough. This decent card. I wouldn't recommend it for non-mono neutral colored decks unless you're running some sort of Breakthrough deck. And finally, to wrap it off, we have 3 Dark Harvesters. Another card that goes into Battle Prophecy Mage, or Prophecy Battle Mage, I should say, sorry. Gaining 4 health with a Prophecy on guard is very nice. However, playing it for 7 feels real bad. Well, with that being said, we're going to jump right into a few games and see how we do. Practice. Alright, we're facing another neutral colored deck. This could go either way. Just move this little guy over. So we're going to keep the Slaughterfish spawning, but we're going to get rid of both of these. Dark Harvester's not a good card to get, but we have the Enraged Mudcrab, which is always nice to see. This card plays a lot of 0/3 guards, as well as other cards that are the Dwemer based, and it can be very annoying, especially when they get Halls of the Dwemer. Now we're setting up for our Slaughterfish to get at least 1 turn. The only Prophecy he's going to run is going to more than likely be the 0/1 Prophecy draw card.
We dance in the flames.
That is very annoying. But we'll play our Parcorlius on the right, just so we can get a few hits off with our Slaughterfish. Okay.
Blood and fire.
At least that stopped all the damage on that side for now. Alrighty, so now we're going to swing with our 5, hope we don't get a Prophecy, swing with our 2, don't get a Prophecy. If we get a Prophecy, hopefully it's the 0/1. Dark Harvester, you never want to see that. That's really annoying. We're going to go ahead and put our Dwarven Ballista in the right.
Blood and fire.
We got another Slaughterfish, which is always nice. So we're going to take out that 2/2 Shaman with our attack.
For the reach, let us stand
We've got
together.
Harvester. Take him out. Go with Slaughterfish spawning. Do have a Prophecy off that. That will help us out. Okay, that's gonna... Well, we have an answer for it. We can always shackle it. Let's see, we got 3, 6, 9, 11. So if everything goes right, we can win right here.
Back where you came from.
And here we go. And we get it. We get the win. As you can see, that's a fairly quick game. Silent Watcher is usually a pretty hard enemy, but this deck performed above average than what it usually does. So we're going to play one more game real quick just so you can get another feel for how it goes. There is our Soul Gem collection. Now, if you're in trouble with Expert AI, maybe you're not the most experienced player, you can always move it down to the second difficulty, just to gain 10 soul gems. You have to beat him 30 times opposed to 20, though. So we're facing Spark Slinger. He is a red-blue.
Your destruction is at hand.
So we're gonna load up. We're gonna put it in the left just because in a few turns we're gonna play our Slaughterfish. We don't want him to get procced off of Brutal Ashlander.
Die.
Okay, there is the Dark Rift. That is my dog howling in the background,
Let us stand together.
in case you were wondering.
I used to be an adventurer like
So he is a very aggro-heavy deck. Get the Slaughterfish off.
where you came
Or,
from.
now we are sort of on a time limit here because he's going to be getting that Storm Edge Notch, which is going to really hurt us.
Do not test me, knave.
We do this. Swing for 3. He's going to end up trading with that, so we might as well just hit him for face. Let him do the trade for us.
I'm ready for anything.
Well, he will retain that card.
Do not test me, knave. War and glory. Your destruction
Oliver,
is at hand.
easy.
Your destruction is at hand.
So if with some luck here, we can hopefully win next round.
Shall we begin?
War and glory. Die, Outlander. Die, Outlander.
Things are looking pretty hopeful as it stands right now. Okay. And that will do it. That is the second game. Quick and easy. Like I said, this deck is pretty consistent. I wouldn't necessarily take it to a competitive level, but that will have it for you. That is our neutral monocolored deck, and that is all the games I have for you. So that's it, folks. Hopefully you found this video insightful. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter for future content. All links will be in the description, and thanks for watching.